Hare Krishna, Valli Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Can you hear
Hare
me?
Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, now yes.
Song தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை லிரிக்ஸ் மகாகவி பாரதியார். தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை கண்ணன் தெருவிலே பெண்களுக்கோயாத தொல்லை தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை கண்ணன் தெருவிலே பெண்களுக்கோயாத தொல்லை தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை தின்ன பழம் கொண்டு தருவான் பாதி தின்கின்ற போதிலே தட்டி பறிப்பான் என்னப்பன் என்னையன் என்றான் அதனை எச்சில் படித்து கடித்து கொடுப்பான் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை தேனொத்த பண்டங்கள் கொண்டு என்ன செய்தாலும் எட்டாத உயரத்தில் வைப்பான் மானொத்த பெண்ணடி என்பான் சற்று மணமகிழ் நேரத்திலே கிள்ளி விடுவான் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை அழகுள்ள மலர் கொண்டு வந்தே என்னை அழ அழ செய்து பின் கண்ணை மூடிக்கொள் குழலிலே சூட்டுவேன் என்பான் என்னை குருடாக்கி மலரினை தோளிக்கு வைப்பான் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை பின்னலை பின்னின்று இழுப்பான் தலை பின்னே திரும்பும் முன் சென்று மறைவான் வண்ண புது சேலை தனிலே புழுதி வாரி சொரிந்தே வருந்தி குலைப்பான் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை புல்லாங்குழல் கொண்டு வருவான் அமுது பொங்கி ததும்பும் நற்கீதம் படிப்பான் கல்லால் மயங்குவது போல அதை கண்மூடி வாய் திறந்து கேட்டிருப்போம் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை அங்காந்திருக்கும் வாய்தனிலே கண்ணன் ஆறேழு கட்டெரும்பை போட்டு விடுவான் எங்காயிலும் பார்த்ததுண்டோ கண்ணன் எங்களை செய்கின்ற வேடிக்கை என்றோ தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை விளையாடவாவென்று அழைப்பான் வீட்டில் வேலை என்றால் அதை கேளாதிழுப்பான் இளையோரோடு ஆடி கொதிப்பான் எம்மை இடையிற் பிரிந்து போய் வீட்டிலே சொல்வான் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை அம்மைக்கு நல்லவன் காண்டீர் மோழி அத்தைக்கு நல்லவன் தந்தைக்கு மத்தே எம்மை துயர் செய்யும் பெரியோ வீட்டில் யாவர்க்கும் நல்லவன் போலே நடப்பான் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை கோளுக்கு மிகவும் சமர்த்தன் பொய்மை சூத்திரம் பழி சொல்ல கூசா சளுக்கன் ஆளுக்கு இசைந்தபடி பேசி தெருவில் அத்தனை பெண்களையும் ஆகாதடிப்பான் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை கண்ணன் தெருவிலே பெண்களுக்கோயாத தொல்லை தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை. Translation Mataji. Krishna is an ever playful boy, and women in the streets are endless trouble. He would give fruits to eat, but while half eaten, he would snatch it from you. If we say, "My lord and my darling," then he would mix it with his saliva by biting and give it back.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
He would make articles as sweet as honey and kept them at unattainable heights. He would say, "You are like a dear, my mother, my dear," and when I am happy, he would pinch me strongly. He would string, he would string, he would bring every he would bring every he would bring very pretty flowers, and after making me weep and then cry. He would say, close your eyes, I will set them on your hairs, and once I become blind, he would keep it to my friend. He would pull my braid and from behind, and before I turn, he would hide in front in the new colored sari that I wear. He would bring a flute and play it in a song dripping with nectar, and then would close your eyes with an open mouth and be like, one has fainted due to wine. When we are sleeping with an open mouth, Krishna would put 6 or 7 red ants in it. Have you seen this anywhere else? The teasing that Krishna does to us. He would call us for playing and would not bother if we say we have work at home. Then he would play and jump with youngsters and leave in between and complain about us in home. He is good boy to my mother and so to my aunt and to my father, to all those elders who caused trouble to me. He would act as if he is very good boy. He is very good in gossiping and he is an expert in lies, insinuations, and words of guilt. He would talk according to needs of each in the street and would make all girls quarrel with each other. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much for such a wonderful Kirtan. Danvat Pranams Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Very nice song,
Very
Mataji. Very beautifully sung. Hare Krishna. All right. We will begin our class. So, anyone would like to sing Mangalacharan today? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I sing
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Mangalacharan? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. तिरुचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपथकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सकगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां च नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणी नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरद्वेष नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांद राधा कांद नमस्तुते सप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधा वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Danvat Pranams. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So divine, it was very nice. Okay. So, with this, we will begin our class. So, just a quick recap. We are in which chapter now?
Fifth
Buddha
chapter.
Temple Part 1.
Hari Bol. Chapter 5, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Part 1.
sorry, Prabhuji.
No, Part 1, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So, a quick recap of last class. Who would like to share? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, initially Sri Radha Rasa Vigari deity installed in the tent, and it is combined with the teakwood and supported by teakwood and another marble stone, and supported by Sri Lalita and Visakha temple around deity around the deity. And the people facing problem for making the daily pujas and six times this prasadam making and other thing. And Prabhupada arranged one bandal program for this deity installation there. And like Vrindavana and Mayapur, the same way Prabhupada planned to install the Adishesha in the ditch and the big ditch. And Prabhupada started that one, and initial response 500 people only come and attended the Pandal program, and the prasadam prepared and served to the people. And he told the deity, "My dear sir, I will make you big temple, so no need to worry about that." We told the last class also.
He said,
And
I'll build a beautiful temple, right? Hare Krishna.
and the way Prabhupada arranged Mr. Brahmananda for Pandal program and other thing. During that time, the message arrived from Nairobi that there is a lag in preaching, and the preaching program was going weak in the Nairobi Krishna temple. So Brahmananda, naturally, Srila Prabhupada sent Brahmananda to the Nairobi again. And Brahmananda debuted one young devotee. Name I forgot.
Yes, sir.
Giriraja.
Hmm.
Giriraja.
Giriraja, young devotee for the temple programming manager for building the temple. And during that time, Mr. Hans Kielman from Holland, architect, interacted with Srila Prabhupada for coming for attending the lectures, Srila Prabhupada lectures in the Bombay Juhu temple. So Prabhupada shared some idea and convinced him and becoming as a devotee for the Krishna conscious movement. And initial planning, architectural drawing and other things done by the Kilman and shown to Prabhupada. The Prabhupada told everything okay, but we had to raise fund 64 lakh for building the temple as per the estimation given by the Kilman. And for that, Prabhupada give an idea to the people that bend Nama system. Bend Nama system means, and for making the Giriraja is an expert to making the life membership, convincing people, devotees as a life membership, as well as the Bendnama system. Those who are giving big amount, they have the life membership, what is called lodging facility at the temple itself. That is the Bendnama system adopted by Srila Prabhupada. And in between the book narrate comparison of the Prabhupada and some of his activities, the material world activities like that. He is the capital man in the form of sannyasi, like that somebody commanded, And for that, the explanation is given in narration. That Prabhupada followed the principles given by his Acharya Rupa Goswami. See, everything, whatever the material things which we are adapting and giving, making service to Krishna service, that will be going to transcendental and becoming spiritual. So we no need to bother about those things like that. The same principle adapted by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada on one area, Srila Prabhupada is compared with Narada Muni. Narada Muni considered as Chintamani because Narada Muni capacity to make the material people as spiritual people. That way, like that, Chintamani. Chintamani means Chintamani having a capacity making the iron into gold. Like that, Prabhupada also the same capacity. By using his preaching, he will make a material world devotee into spiritual world devotee. And everything he will do, he will involve the things, material world things into spiritual things, so that that comparison is narrated there. And after that, Prabhupada told to the plan to his devotees. I have planned to visit Australia, Singapore, Melbourne, Hawaii, other countries, New Zealand, and some of the Europe. That way he told, and left from that Bombay Juhu temple for touring the things, whatever the things installed in the other areas. And during that visit, he made a visit at Glasgow, England, at then Paris, and some of the Honolulu, that is in Hawaii, and Singapore, and Sydney, and all the areas he visited. And between that, one area, Oregon, he stayed, Berkeley, Oregon, he stayed sometimes. And after that, he collected the whatever the development during the temple program, and he collected the information from there itself. And then during the Los Angeles visit, he installed the Radha Krishna there in the Los Angeles. From the Los Angeles, when he conducted the Giriraja, that time he was collected the information of the agreement not, the deed not completed from the end. So he was worried about there, and he has written to another lawyer, and after 2 days, the lawyer who was debuted as a D, person D, that man from his service given information. I was no more attorney general for you, like that, for ISKCON, like that he has given reply. So he informed to Tamala Krishna, Kiriraja is a small man and he can't handle the situation. You go and help him, like that he given to, informed to Tamala Krishna. So everything went, and the fund, whatever the fund collected and whatever the agreement, the earlier agreement as per with Mr. N, Srila Prabhupada told to Mr. Giriraja that we should submit the money in the registrar office like the court. So no need to give money to him. Like that personally he has written to Giriraja and told also. And Mr. N troubled very much with the deed, and then Prabhupada flight to Bombay and strictly told to Mr. N, if you not obey, then we will we will be put in the criminal case against you in the Bombay court, like that told. And this is the summary I observed.
Hari Bol,
Right.
Prabhuji. So beautifully summarized. Very, very nice, Prabhuji. You kind of narrated the entire story. Like how, as if you visualized it, you've narrated it so beautifully. Thank you so much, Muttamanikam Prabhuji. Hari Bol to you. So beautiful. Very nice. So, yeah, I can see Lakshmi Mataji also clapping for you. Thank you so much. All right. So, one more thing which I just wanted to add, I think you've covered most of it, Prabhuji. But one more thing which Srila Prabhupada said even before sending that note to Mr. N is he told Giriraja to make a notice in the newspaper stating that advising the public that ISKCON had signed an agreement for purchasing Mr. N's land at Juhu. Like that, he told to put a notice in the newspaper, right? So that is one more thing he did. And Prabhupada himself was facing a lot of challenges, though he was traveling across the world. He was so worried about this Bombay temple because of all the legal complications involved and after realizing that people have cheated, how we can get it done. Because anyone can tell me as to why Srila Prabhupada is so very particular about Bombay temple. Why he could have left it, right? He could have just got the money back. Why is he struggling so much? Hare Krishna, anyone? You also said it, Madhamanikam Prabhuji, when you summarized it today. Any guesses, anyone?
It is gateway to India.
Sorry, Prabhuji?
Gateway to India.
Not
But
really.
Prabhupada initially, when he came for the Pandal program, that time he dreamt visiting some Mr. S, somebody's house, no, for that initial days. That time he dreamt of having a temple there.
Yeah, you're almost close.
And the Juhu beach. But then he never thought that he would acquire that land.
Yeah, that
It would
is.
be so nice.
Yeah, but that all those dreams came true. But why is he so very particular that he should somehow, fight for it and get it?
He has given the word to Radha and Krishna deity. I
Yeah,
will build a
Haribol.
temple for you.
Yeah, he has promised Krishna, right? He's installed Radharasa Vihari deity there and he's told Krishna, my dear sir, please, bear with me. I will build a beautiful temple for you. Like that, he has promised. So he
Yes,
wants to fulfill his promise to Krishna, right? So that is the main reason. Very nice. Haribol. So we will continue from here. Let me share my screen. Whoever would like to read, please. Krishna, is my screen visible?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. We have to start from page 226. Muttamanikam Prabhuji, you can start. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Muttamanikam Prabhuji. You're on mute, Prabhuji, if you're talking. Hare Krishna. I am not sure.
Can you audible?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Is my voice audible?
Yes, Mataji, now it is. Yeah, because both of you have joined from the same name. I didn't know which is you,
Same
which
name.
is Prabhuji. Yeah.
Both the number are the same name.
Okay, okay.
Prabhupada decided to send Karandara, whom he considered expert to help in Bombay. He also wanted to send Syama Sundara, but Syama Sundara had gone to London regarding a large country estate George Harrison was donating. Prabhupada notified Syama Sundara, however, that once the London transaction was completed, he should go to Bombay. Prabhupada was ready for the fight. He would not be cheated. During his return trip to India, Prabhupada again visited his center to Honolulu. Then on October 11, he went for the first time to Manila, where a small number of disciples had arranged preaching programs for him, both in, both in the temple and at the Hotel Intercontinental. In Manila, Prabhupada carefully considered his position regarding the Jew property and concluded that he would come out victorious. He listed the points of his argument in a letter to Giriraja. Mataji, please raise the screen, Mataji. I request you raise the screen. It is not visible. We have filled the. Now it is visible. We have fulfilled all the conditions as purchaser. Mr. N has purposefully delayed with a motive to cheat us as he had done with some others in his connection. But this time he cannot cheat us because we are in the possession of the land and our deity Radha Krishna is installed there. Therefore, we must immediately go to the court for enforcing him to execute the conveyance immediately. Even if the court case goes on for a long time, still our business there cannot be stopped. Without going to the court, we cannot make any compromise with him. Mataji, you have to raise the screen. But I think we can arrange the full amount of 14 lakhs to get out this rascal out of the scene. But we cannot do it without going to the court. Otherwise, we shall come a party for breaking the purchase agreement. Therefore, we have to go to the court before making any compromise.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I think there is a lag with my system. Let me scroll it in advance hereafter. Okay. So, Ekambar Prabhuji, would you like to continue next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Vrindavana, October 17, 1972. Prabhupada had come to Vrindavana to observe the Kartika season from October 16 to November 14. He planned to lecture daily at the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami in the courtyard of the Radha Damodara temple, speaking from the nectar of devotion. His own translation of Rupa Goswami's book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. On his western tour, he had invited devotees to join him for Kartika in Vrindavana, and now he had a few dozen devotees from America, Europe, India, and other parts of the world had gathered to be with him. He was concerned with developing his Vrindavana project, so rather than immediately rushing to Bombay, he had come here for sending some of the leading disciples to tackle the problems in Bombay. Now, like general engaged on a different front, he awaited word from his lieutenants in Bombay. He moved into his two small rooms at the Radha Damodar temple, where his disciples stayed nearby in the former palace of the Maharaja of Bharatpur, an old building near the Yamuna. Tamil Krishna Goswami, Shyamasundara, and Karunadhara arrived in Bombay. Things had worsened. Giriraja informed him. When Mr. N had seen the notice in the newspaper publicity advising that ISKCON had entered into an agreement for the Juho property, he had become furious. Giriraja had gone to him with folded hands and bowed down before him, but Mr. N would not be appeased. He had gone back on all his promises and had cancelled the sale agreement on the plea that the devotee had not obtained the deed within a 6-month period. The 2 lakh down payment he had claimed was now his, and the devotee should vacate the land immediately. Mr. N had shut off the water supply to Hare Krishna land. Several days later, a hoodlum had shown up at the entrance to the property, brandishing a machete whenever devotees passed by. A friend of Mr. N had printed a handbill describing scandalous behavior to the American Hare Krishna devotees and was having it distributed at the nearby Vileparle train station. Although a few devotees had left and others wanted to, about 30 devotees still remained in Bombay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Tanvat pranams. Thank you so much. Muthumanikam Prabhuji, would you like to read next? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mr. N, the first thing to do, Tarandara said, was to find a new lawyer, and he went to Bombay's most prominent solicitors and hired a specialist in land transaction and conveyances. Next, the leading devotee and their solicitor met with Mr. N in his office. Mr. N was stubborn and uncooperative, and the ISKCON lawyer was threatening. A court battle seemed inevitable. Kamala Krishna Goswami, Karandara, Bhavananda, and Shyama Sundara talked together, and the more they talked, the more they began to see the entire Jogu's scheme as impossible. Even without Mr. N's treachery, just to live on the land was very difficult. The leaked and the cement floor was crumbling. Rats, flies, cockroaches, village dogs, and the mosquitoes infested in the place. Even an occasional poisonous snake. Devotees were always contracting tropical disease, especially malaria and hepatitis. So, although ISKCON's new lawyer was prepared to take the case to court, the devotees were hesitant. Mr. N had said that they not he were criminals because they had not gotten permission from the charity commission. They were on his land legally. He said he would sue for damages. He even seemed to be on the verge of some violent action. Considering all angles, the leaders whom Prabhupada had entrusted to solve the Jugu entanglement decided that ISKCON should relinquish the land. Drafting a joint letter to Srila Prabhupada, they had Shyamasundara and delivered it to him in Vrindavan. Sitting in his room in the Radha Damodara temple, Srila Prabhupada read the letter from Bombay. Although hundreds of miles away, the occurrences where they were beating on his heart in Vrindavana. He took out this copy of the agreement signed by Mr. N. Then he called his secretary and began dictating a letter to his letters in Bombay. He began his letter like a lawyer, answering logically point by point. One reason his disciple had given for wanting to give up the land was that the charity commissioner has refused them permission. In the case, Prabhupada reasoned they should try to get back the money and give up the land. But it appeared that the charity commissioner's permission was delayed, not denied. A small matter. Although Mr. N had mentioned a 6-month time limit for obtaining the charity commissioner's approval, Prabhupada pointed out that the original agreement mentioned no such time limit.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Tanvat pranams. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Pushpa Mataji, would you like to continue, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Another
Hare
region, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. May I audible?
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Another reason Prabhupada's men had given for wanting to relinquish the land was that, according to the Mr. N, they had failed to obtain the conveyance within 6 months, as per the original sales agreement. Prabhupada replied that, according to the clause in question, it was our option to rescind the contract within 6 months. Checks worth 1 lakh rupees as down payment within the 6-month period, and therefore the sales agreement was completed. We consider that he has completed the conveyances and we do not want to rescind, but we should close the deal immediately. Finish. That's all. He is trying to avoid this issue by tricks, and he was dominated you, and you are little afraid of him, and he has fooled you to think he is in superior legal position so that you will give him some money. But this is cheating. You should be disappointed and afraid of him. Our position is very, very strong. If Mr. N was threatening violence, that also was not grounds for quitting the land. The devotee were on the land legally and should seek police protection. Therefore, I say that you boys cannot deal very well in these matters because you are too timid. Now, whatever you like, you may do. Immediately, criminal case should be taken that you are not doing because he is bluffing you. He says big words and makes threats, and you believe him foolishly and do like he says that I shall do not. Prabhupada concluded advice that was the devotee to go to the magistrate and tell him, we gave Mr. N money and now he is threatening violence to drive us away. They should not be afraid. Prabhupada was eager to begin construction on his Raman Reti property, and news from Bombay didn't distract from his purpose. May I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, you can finish this page also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Every day he would have devotees hold a Sankirtan procession from the Radha Damodar temple to the property at the Raman Reti. He would also go out occasionally to see the site. Still nothing more than grass hut, a wire fence, and a small stock of building material. Sulabha, the disciple in charge of the construction, was slow and reluctant, and Prabhupada sent for Tamal Krishna Goswami to come from Bombay and take charge. Early one morning, Sulabha left the land at Ramanreti, where he had been staying, and approached Prabhupada on the roof of the Radha Damodar temple. Prabhupada, he said, I am having so much difficulty. I don't have time to read. I can't chant my round properly. I can't think of Krishna. I'm always thinking of how this contractor is cheating us. And I am thinking of signing checks for labor and material. It is just too much. All these things on my mind are stopping me from thinking of Krishna. Do you think Arjun was simply meditating on Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Prabhupada replied, do you think Arjuna was sitting in yogic trance while on the battlefield Krishna? No, no, he was fighting, he was killing for Krishna. He was thinking of all the soldiers he had to kill for Krishna. Thinking of the checkbook, thinking of men, thinking of the contractor. This also like Arjuna is thinking. This is Krishna's service. You should not worry about thinking of Krishna rightly. Arjuna wasn't sitting before Krishna in a trance, meditating on his form. He was engaged in
Hare Krishna,
very good.
Mataji. Can't hear you.
Hare Krishna Mate.
Yeah, now you're audible, Mataji. Continue.
As far as possible, Prabhupada engaged each disciple in a certain service according to the particular disciple's psychophysical nature. But everyone had to come take up some kind of work for Krishna. Since Prabhupada desired to build a temple in Vrindavan, then whoever would help him to do, whether they were trained or not, or whether it was their tendency or not, whoever offered him assistance would become very dear to him and to Lord Krishna. All over the world, devotees were working hard to develop Krishna's project, ISKCON's project. Their means of income was from rapidly growing distribution of Srila Prabhupada's book, and to some degree from their spiritual sky incense business. As yet Prabhupada had no architectural plan for his Vrindavan project, but he determined to gather from his book fund and from devotee enough money for materials and labor. One day he went to the building site and asked a devotee to mix a little cement with his own hand. He laid the first concrete for the foundation. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dhanvat pranams. Thank you so much. Hari bol. Valli Mataji, would you like to continue? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, I will continue. Hyderabad, November 11, 1972. Prabhupada had come to Hyderabad for a Pandal program Big crowds attended his lectures, and wherever he went, even while getting into and out of his car, people surrounded him to touch his lotus feet. Although Hyderabad had been suffering from drought, a few days after Prabhupada's arrival, rains comes. One newspaper suggested that the Harinama Kirtana Srila Prabhupada and his devotees performed so enthusiastically must have ended the draft. Prabhupada agreed. He also met with Mr. Yan, who has visiting Hyderabad from Bombay. Shyama Sundara had a cordial relationship with Mr. Yan because Mr. Yan had been fond of his 3-year-old daughter Saraswati, so he went to Mr. Yan and convinced him to speak to Prabhupada. Mr. Yan agreed, but being suspicious that Prabhupada might try to use mystic power to persuade him to do something against his will, he brought a guru with him, thinking the guru would counteract Prabhupada's spiritual power. Mr. Yan, his guru, and Shyama Sundara all came to the home of Panilal Preeti, where Prabhupada was staying. Prabhupada met informally with his guests, conversing with them over prasadam until he yawned. Mr. Yen's guru said, "Oh Swami, you must be very tired. We should not disturb you now. You should rest and we may talk later." Oh yes, Prabhupada replied, "I am very tired." So Mr. Yen and his guru excused themselves and retired to the adjoining room. After a few minutes, Prabhupada called Tamala Krishna Goswami into his room. When someone asks you if you are tired, Prabhupada said it means he is tired. If you go into other room, you will see that they were sleeping, that they are sleeping. He instructed Tamala Krishna to carefully awaken Mr. Yan without disturbing his guru and bring him in.
Haribol
Tiptoeing,
Mataji.
Haribol
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Muthumanika Prabhuji, would you like to continue next? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Muthumanikam Prabhuji, you're on mute. Okay, I think some issue. Ekambar Prabhuji, would you like to continue? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Tiptoeing into the room, Ramakrishna found both Mr. Yan and his guru asleep on the beds. He went over to Mr. Yan, touched his arm, and said quietly, Mr. Yan, wake up. Prabhupada would like to speak to you. Come quickly. Mr. Yan, being aroused from his slumber, obediently walked into Prabhupada's room, forgetting his guru's friend. For 2 hours, Prabhupada talked with Mr. N, and by the end of the discussion, they had worked out a new sales agreement. Tamara Krishna and Shyamsundara working in a separate room, drafted and typed the document, while Prabhupada and Mr. M settled the final legal point. Then Mr. M signed the agreement, while his guru's friend continued sleeping soundly. Later that day, Tamara Krishna confided to Srila Prabhupada, "I am so disturbed by these dealings that I can't chant my rounds properly." "That is natural," Prabhupada replied. "Sometimes when I am disturbed, I also. But I can see that I am making spiritual advancement even so," Tamala Krishna admitted. Prabhupada nodded. "I used to think how to avoid difficult situations," Tamala Krishna said, "but now I think I should not run away from them." "Yes," Prabhupada said, "we should welcome these. They give us an opportunity to advance more." Shyamasundar and Tamil Krishna Goswami flew back to Bombay with Mr. M that afternoon. According to the new terms, ISKCON would pay Mr. M 5 lakh rupees for a government tax, and in return, Mr. M would execute the deed. But there was also a new time limit, 3 weeks, and the devotees would have to work fast. Prabhupada himself would soon come to Bombay to settle the matter, and once and for all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then with pronouns. Muthumanikam Prabhuji, are you back? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Muthumanikam Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Ashiyapuram.
Yeah, you can
Bombay,
continue.
November 25, 1972. Although Prabhupada had come to Bombay with the hopes of finishing the land transaction, Mr. N still delaying despite the new agreement, obviously stalling was simply part of his plan to cheat ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada waited many days in Bombay, finally departed for a Pandal program in Ahmedabad. He left behind instruction for his disciples to get the deed on the new terms or else to take back the original 2 lakhs rupees paid as the down payment. While Srila Prabhupada was away, however, Shyam Sundara, Tamila Krishna Swami, and the other began talking about how even if they could one day get the deed of the Jugu property to the Jugu property to develop Hare Krishna land the way Prabhupada had envisioned would be practically impossible. Shyam Sundara argued that even if they got the land, how could they really expect to build a big temple and a hotel out here in the jungle? Wouldn't work. Meanwhile, from Ahmedabad, Prabhupada continued to wage his Bombay campaign, and then he requested Mr. N and Mr. D to come to Ahmedabad to try and make a settlement. They declined. In Bombay, the devotees learned that if they wanted to get back their down payment as well as the money they had deposited toward the 5 lakh gains, then they would have to cancel the new agreement. They were confused and their time was running out. One morning, one of the Prabhupada disciples, Vishaka Devi Dashi, arrived in Ahmedabad from Bombay. Prabhupada called her for her and told her to return Bombay immediately with a message. Out of concern that his leaders in Bombay not making wrong decision and decided to relinquish the land. He told her to tell them that they should not under any circumstances cancel the agreement with Mr. N. Actually, he said, this is not the woman's job, but everyone else here is either engaged in the pandal or has not with us long enough to do this task. Visaha took the next train out of Ahmedabad and arrived in Bombay the following morning. But the Prabhupada had foreseen had already happened. The devotees had cancelled the sales agreement. They were convinced that to get the land would be a mistake, and their lawyers had agreed, finding out that if the devotees wanted to retrieve the money, they would cancel the agreement immediately. When the devotees had Prabhupada's message from Ahmedabad, conclusion reigned. They now had no legal standing and no claim to the land, and they had failed to carry out Prabhupada decide. Sri Raja phoned Prabhupada in Ahmedabad to tell him what had happened. Bhakti Vedanta Swami here, Prabhupada said as he took the telephone. Sri Raja was saying that the devotee had come from the Ahmedabad with a message. Yes, Prabhupada said. What is the point? Finally, Giriraja blurted out that they had cancelled the sales agreement. Prabhupada was silent. Then in a voice that expressed both anger and resignation, he said, then everything is finished. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Muthumanikam Prabhuji. All right, so with this, we've concluded our chapter 5 today. So tomorrow we will begin our chapter 6. So Hari Bol to all of you for the consistent support in joining the classes. And together we were able to complete 5 chapters. So Hari Bol to each one of you. I think with the grace of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna's mercy, all this is possible. It's been a very interesting chapter because the vision of Srila Prabhupada of building that beautiful temple for Radha Rasa Vihari in Bombay had still remained a dream, right? So much of efforts he had taken despite that. Uh, can we see, yeah, like Lakshmi Mataji is saying, so much devotees and Prabhupada actually went through, yeah. We are just witnessing the temple in Bombay today, saying it is so very beautiful. But when we listen to the story behind, look at the challenges they had faced, right? Despite Prabhupada being a messenger of the Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna himself. Look at the struggles he had to go through in the material world. People still, cheat him. He had to go through that, like every other human. And as a living example, he had kind of shown how he has tackled it in a wiser manner. He stayed true to a conscience. And yeah, like Lakshmi Nadi, you're absolutely right. It's a message for us too. In real life, we also face a lot of challenges, but how we can tackle it purely if our conscience is true, and if we completely surrender to Krishna, there's nothing that is impossible. We can fight for the truth, is what is been constantly reiterating. And every move of Srila Prabhupada, it's been so wise. The devotees have always been thinking, like, Tamila Krishna, Giriraja, everybody, they've been discussing that even if we get the land, Prabhupada's dream of constructing that 5-star hotel and building such a grand temple is impossible, right? That's what they constantly say. But anyone remembers what did Srila Prabhupada say? Impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary, right? For Krishna, nothing is impossible. So that we have failed to realize. So it's a learning for all of us. In real life, we also have heard all of this, but sometimes we think, oh, this may not happen, this is impossible. But if it is Guru's order, I think we should blindly close our eyes and execute it, because whatever they say, their level of thinking is everything at a very different sphere, something which we cannot even imagine. They directly receive orders from the Goloka, right? So, very nice. So, we will continue the chapter 6 tomorrow. That is also Let There Be a Temple part 2 is what we're going to start. So part 2 is going to be even more interesting. We will read together to see what happened, how did this Bombay temple, the dream turned into reality, right? So let's see that tomorrow. Haribol to all of you. Thank you so much for joining in. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother.
Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranams. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranams everyone.
Hare Krishna, Mother.
Hare Krishna.